Good afternoon and welcome to News Hour. I am David Patrick Kamara. Coming up in this edition of News Hour, President Ernest Bai Koroma commissions the Sokfin milling plant in Samalin Chiefdom Pujom district. As water crisis hits western area residents scramble to access some water. Population media impact for dissemination of Ebola rights practice launch. An Arena for Emancipation organization launched at the Radisson Blu Hotel in Freetown. All those stories, including business and sports, are lined up in this edition of News Hour. Welcome back for our first story this afternoon. President Ernest Bai Koroma has commissioned the Sokfin milling plant in Samalin Chiefdom Pujom district after a conducted tour of the oil plant plantation. President Koroma later addressed the Samalin community, where he said government will not encourage individuals or group of persons to disrupt any activity of national development in the name of politics, family or discrepancies. We'll bring you highlights of the events.
Well, this is a moment all of us have been waiting for, and we are finally here. Today represents a big day for the people of Sierra Leone, a big day for the people of Pujom district and Samalin. That we are here, I believe, has been as a result of their insistence. Have all overcome a lot of difficulties, but what we are commissioning today represents a sign of growth for the country, and it also sends a signal out there that Ebola is behind us and Sierra Leone is now ready for business again. With these few words, I now commission the Sokfin palm oil mill with the hope that we utilize to bring development within the community, development in the country, and a return to the shareholders' investment. God bless you, sir. God bless you, sir. We can process about 30 in an hour. 30 tons to give about 5 metric tons of oil. At the moment, in the long term, it's going to be a 60-ton capacity plant. But at the moment, we are 30 tons because the field is still young and they are still delivering. Yes. So the operation starts from the well break where we did the commissioning. Everything that comes in has to be weighed. Because at the end of the day, how we determine our efficiency is to look at what came in, what we produce, so we see how well we are performing. So once the food comes in, we take the gross weight, it goes up the ramp, that is the mark of the mill, where we will receive the fruit and then it will offload and come back to weigh. So the difference between the two ways will give us how much fruit or banga that this is the truck. The maintenance.
Today we all glad. I believe, say, me as president of this country, head of the government, I'm glad. I also know from the chairman of Pujom District Council, where also not express in satisfaction and joy for what you know happen here. The chief of the chiefdom, the landowners, the woman, them, and everybody from yesterday will come. And they see joy, and they see happiness. I believe that this is a great moment for we all. A big moment for Pujom district. Will not be make any mistake where we allow Sokfin for come. A commitment on the part of the landowners say that they look for tomorrow, not for the benefit alone. we will continue for engage. Usai lapses the day naya, Usai need for improve on the agreements, definitely we will improve on that. I don't get the assurance for SOCFI. I don't get assurance from the political leaders. I don't get assurance from the Ministry of Agriculture. We all go sit down and talk. I want for advice that now we all remain focused. Me go continue for camp na Samale. I enjoy my stay. I enjoy all the hospitality. And I know say the cost, whether they cost me, and they cost some CC we be in the Ministry of Agriculture, and they cost other people, including the chief and the chairman, and cost all man. Today we don't see the benefit. And that benefit today, I may go to also so today. I don't declare the mill open here, but in our presence now, I they now formally declare the mill open. And I assure you say, as a government, we committed for see this program through. And they assure the people and say, as a government, we responsible. Any issues we wanna get, let us sit down on the table and talk about them. We will resolve them. But nobody, not for distract with anymore. We don't reach the point of no return. So may God bless this program. May God make the people of Samale, Pujao, and the country at large benefit from the action we don't take today. May God bless we all.
But for now, I also want to tell you plenty technique, we're going to all work together for fight against Ebola. Ebola be no more now, we all as a government. We don't reverse all against them who don't make. But with Ebola behind we now, we try for them to go forward again as a nation. We don't put together a recovery program who hope say we will implement so that the benefits them where they for now will be not assigned for now, it will meet now. As a team, so as I say, this trip not to direct trip, I would just want to tell you again, plenty thank you for the welcome, and I assure you that we keep where we don't elect the ministers then will come on at this area, and the vice president we are not appoint we also at this area. We will make sure say we address all the issues we meet before we. As a vice president, you don't start very well. You don't want that the whole process. The efforts them way you don't make so far. If you don't see a yet, you will not hear about that. So I hope that we all will continue for hidden support so that together we will meet the development requirements and achieve them in the town. So once more, like I tell you now, plenty thank you. The school begin them, the young man them, the young woman them, turn out the very
The Population Media Impact, responsible for the dissemination of Ebola rights practice, has launched their 4 Ebola survival videos in the Rapid Response and Recovery Project. The video launching was aimed at focusing on 4 points, which are stigma, ethics, abstinence, among others. The launching ceremony was organized at the PCI Media Impact Office at Hillcourt Road in Freetown. Marama Denke Kanu reports.
According to the campaign manager, PCI Media Impact, Abu Jallo, the video clip was produced for the survivors to bring in change, adding that the clip is divided into 20 episodes, which he said is translated into 4 different local languages.
The video production is part of our Road to Recovery project that we are currently implementing, and it involves doing videos and radio dramas, because that's what we do to help change behaviors. So in this project we did 4 videos that addresses 4 main issues. One is the issue of complacency. We know the outbreak is over, but there are a lot of issues that are still going on. Recently we had the Guinea case. They had a recent case in Guinea, and we think that we should not be complacent as Sierra Leoneans, because if we continue to practice the good behaviors, Ebola will not come back. But if we just sit down and say, okay, done, then there is every possibility that it will come back.
Entertainment and Education Manager Batuta Kamara said the launching of the video clip was a reminder to tell people that the Ebola virus is still alive and it is only the outbreak that has ended. Mr. Kamara said they will continue to do their best to radio programs by educating different people to their educational engagement.
We are launching this program, the videos in particular, so that people can know how important Ebola survivors are in every community. And we're also going with radio dramas, also to sensitize and inform people, educate them about the positive things they are entitled to do. You know, there have been a lot of confusing issues within people that most of them do not even have trust in the medical field, medical sector. They don't want to accept Ebola survivors, but no, that is why we do this kind of programs, so that people realize the importance of Ebola survivors in their communities.
The video clips were displayed in 4 different episodes. The first one was a presentation of an ambulance driver advising the public that they should not be afraid of the ambulances as they are properly taken care of. The second video clip was presented with a nurse calling the public to go to the hospital whenever they are sick, and the third is a section chief calling on people to embrace Ebola survivors and stop stigmatizing them.
Arena for Emancipation organization has been launched at the Radisson Blu Hotel in Freetown. Arena for Emancipation is a community-based organization that promotes and protects vulnerable children and young persons in Sierra Leone. Daphne Kimamakoli filing this report.
Liberation of children, women and young persons from all kinds of unjust practices, campaign for healthy living for children, counseling for children and young people, and promotion and protection of vulnerable children are all functions of the Arena for Emancipation organization. This organization was established a few years ago after the founder, Kadi Khalifa Koma, saw the desperate need for better living conditions of children in Sierra Leone. The idea of promoting this initiative into a charitable organization was born out of a dream that was revealed by a graduate law student, Kadi Khalifa Koma.
It's all about the children in Sierra Leone. The children in the east, the children in the south, the children in the north, the children in the west. We are committed as a community-based organization to ensure that the children in Sierra Leone are protected.
The mission of the organization is to provide an independent society with liberated and selfless persons with a vision to help enhance a society that is struggling with the needs and requirements of children and young people. Officially launching the organization, the Secretary Cabinet and his sources, Sierra Leoneans should develop the habit of establishing child-based organizations, as there are lots of homeless children prone to abuse.
For all the good things, when I looked at the brochure and I saw the mandates they carve out for themselves, I said to myself, wow, how can this be done? But after listening to Anticona, you say you don't have to start big. Don't look at the numbers, just try to make a difference. And that's made all the difference. I was worried about the mandate. And I was thinking we need 1 million arenas for participation to cover the discipline, the injustices,
according to the Director of Children's Affairs of the Ministry of Social Welfare, Gender and Children's Affairs, Kadibuya Kamara, this initiative will help the ministry to protect and provide for children in need. Government spokesman and outreach coordinator of the Ministry of Information and Communications, Ajibu Tijan Jalo, sharing the program, says with this organization there will be a reduction of vulnerability and poverty in the faces of children and young people.
President Anes Bai Kromah has graced the occasion of the 54th Jalsa Salana annual conference of the Ahmadiyya Muslim community in Sierra Leone. The conference took place at the Ahmadiyya Secondary School grounds, Bo, and had as a theme justice and peace. Razia Bashkamara filing this report.
In his opening remarks, the Amil and missionary in charge Sierra Leone, Maulana Said Al-Rahman, commended President and his government for the support given to the mission in the discharge of their activities. The Amil and missionary in charge said the objective of the conference was to share, address and discuss the issues concerning the Ahmadiyya Muslim community in Sierra Leone and to offer prayers. Alhaji Professor Karim, Secretary General, Sierra Leone Muslim Congress, congratulated the Ahmadiyya Mission for the conference, which has brought people from all over the country. He maintained that as a Congress, they are aware of the contribution the mission has made as it's still making in complementing the efforts of government towards the development of the country. Professor A.B. Karim also praised the Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat for believing in religious tolerance and national cohesion. The President Inter-Religious Council, Sheikh Abubakar Kante, pointed out that as a council, they are gratified with the Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat, Sierra Leone's affiliation with the council. He maintained that the fervent and unique role of cooperation provided by the Jamaat in the fight against Ebola was very commendable. Sheikh Abubakar also congratulated the Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat in Sierra Leone for its visible achievements in the field of education and health in the country, giving a goodwill message on behalf of the Muslim women of Sierra Leone. Aja Alari Cole, Executive Director, CPED, said they appreciated the role they have played in the area of education, especially the aspect of moral education and for educating the girl child. Aja Larry Cole also praised the Ahmadiyya Mission for the opening of a radio station that is today providing education for children and for the non-government organization that is also providing social support to the nation. The Deputy Speaker of Parliament, Honorable Chegnoba, in his goodwill message affirmed that the Ahmadiyya Mission is one that has really helped in the development of Sierra Leone, and particularly with discipline they exhibit as a mission. The Vice President, Victor Bokari Fo, called on the Jamaat to continue to pray for the nation and the country. Delivering fraternal greetings from the government and people of Sierra Leone, salutations to the holy and venerated leader, the worldwide head of the Ahmadiyya Muslim Mission, President Kromah, said that his government presence as the occasion reflects the very strong ties existing between their tolerant and peaceful Islamic community and the citizens of Sierra Leone. He maintained that the Ahmadiyya Mission has made a long and colorful history with Sierra Leone, and that in prosperity, difficulty, peace, and in war times, the Ahmadiyya Mission has been a dependable partner. It disclosed that the Ahmadiyya missions, ever involving humanitarian services in spiritual and moral training, in education, health, and social support, have been contributed in no small measure to the country's development agenda. He observed that as a government, they recognize and applaud the great sacrifice which their renowned non-governmental organization, Humanity First, made in government's collective effort in combating the deadly Ebola virus outbreak. President Koroma pointed out that what has impressed most of them is the discipline they are showing, especially in such gatherings of the Jalsal Salana. He added that they are also attending a conference to assess efforts they have made in the areas of education, health, agriculture, and social services, including reviewing and committing themselves further to the values of peace, goodwill, and security that is in Islam.
Today, we get challenges. The young man don't they listen to other things. They don't they go now and adopt other values. You say this belongs to that court, this belongs to that group, they go fetch that group, then they take Nef and for class, they go camp and fetch. All of them come on at homes. All of them come on at homes then who belong to churches, who belong to Jamaats. So now fail in responsibility as parents. Now fail in responsibility as a Jamaat. Because then people are not come up and for them and get somewhere outside and belong. And if they do X, Y, Z, now because outside the unit where they belong, you know the whole anymore. So now challenge them. It will undermine the peace. It will undermine the development of their young people again. Because now the time this and that for develop themselves, for educate themselves, so that tomorrow they will kidnap Naya and can talk on behalf of the old boys. They will kidnap Naya, can talk on behalf of the imams, the pastors, and everybody. If they lost that moment they now, it will undermine the peace and quiet who they enjoy in the country. So we get a great challenge as political leaders. We get a great challenge as religious leaders. We get challenge as parents. We get challenge as community leaders. For maybe we go back to the basics and address the issues there. If we not address them, we will jeopardize all the things that we do. Because the tomorrow will be disastrous. And we don't want that tomorrow to be overcome. So in those moments there, they appeal to the Ahmadiyya, Muslims, and everybody to let me use real networks. Let we use real networks then for make we strengthen peace and unity in this country. Because like I said, every district represented here, most of the chiefdoms are represented here. We will go back and take that message, strong one, that yes, we will make some progress, but still the challenges are there. They live in the homes, and then we will begin them. We get the challenges outside. We get a good network of the Ahmadiyya internationally. The last conference, international conference, we hold in the UK. The leader, His Holiness, the head of the Ahmadiyya nation, he talked to me on the phone because of the uniqueness we get in this country. In the delegation of the people that we go for that conference day, we get Christians and we get Muslims. They show exactly what he will be in this country and what he will stand for.
The National Protected Area Authority (NPAA) has ended a dialogue forum with security officers and other duty bearers in Freetown. The aim of the forum is to seek support from stakeholders in protecting the environment. Francis Danema sent in this report, read by Ibrahim Samura.
With the increase in the population of Freetown, the demand for land increased considerably. Several people are securing land in the protected areas of the city for building and other purposes. The dialogue forum was to find ways to address the encroachment on the protected areas. Monitoring and Evaluation Manager NPAA Brahma Bangura said the consultative forum is to raise awareness on the need to protect the national park of the country. He pointed out that the authority is not protecting the national park for its personal benefit, but to ensure the country is safe from drought and other disasters. Executive Director NPAA Dr. Kole Bangura thanked the police for the support given to his institution in helping them reclaim and protect conserved areas of the country. 99% of water consumed in the city, according to him, comes from the catchment areas of the forest.
These forests serve as the catchment areas to conserve this water. You know, when rain falls, all the water doesn't just come downhill. Some of it seeps into the soil and is stored underground as underground water. This underground water is what we are tapping now. It comes from heat through springs, through small streams. This water is then pumped to the various homes. Once we dry up this forest, it's our officers, what we are going to get is drought.
Local Unit Commander Godrich Police Division Ambrose Sovola called on NPAA to provide training for the police so that they would learn more about conservation and NPAA acts which will empower them to take legal action against those who will encroach on the protected land. Production Manager Goma Valley Water Company Mohamed Koroma informed the gathering that the encroachment on the reserved land is forcing his institution to provide just 50% supply of water to the city.
Currently, we are not able to use the lower arm of Sugarloaf because of some of these activities. The water we now use, we have to reduce up to about 75% of what we used to supply. Wow. Huh? Yeah, because they're taking all the land.
That's why you are not getting water now.
Yeah. So instead of us supplying, say, perhaps 100%, we're now supplying 25%.
Presentation showing the level of encroachment on the protected areas of the city formed part of the forum.
A mini stakeholders workshop on the review of the National Road Safety Strategy Plan has been held at the SLRSA office at Kisu Road. The workshop looked at challenges, constraints and achievements and discussed the way forward on the use of the breathalyzer to be soon introduced in the country. The Sierra Leone Road Safety Authority, in collaboration with the Ministry of Transport and Aviation, organized the forum. The action for road safety is to stabilize and reduce the forecast level of road traffic fatalities by 2020. Hannah Tukonte reports.
Organized by the Sierra Leone Road Safety Authority in collaboration with the Ministry of Transport and Aviation, the decade of action for road safety is to stabilize and reduce the forecast level of road traffic facilities around the world by 2020. The National Road Safety Strategy is being reviewed for the 2013 to 2015 and look forward to the 2016 to 2020 targets. The Chairman Board of Directors, SLRSA, Reverend Michael Samura, said for national development to be sustainable and ensuring, the process should be predicated and driven by a good quality of life of the people. He added that a developmental process that does not take into account the safety and health of recipients of that process will culminate into high social costs that will defend the motive of the development agenda. Reverend Samora said road safety management must recognize the 3 E's of road safety: education of the public and road users about the road language, sound engineering design of the road infrastructure, and the enforcement of road safety regulations. Executive Director, Sierra Leone Road Safety Authority, Dr. Sarah Bendu, said the process started in 2012 with sensitizations on the need for road safety. She said the strategy enforced development, established comprehensive surveillance system, improved safe operation and maintenance of existing roads, improved worthiness and standards for existing vehicles, and attitude of road users.
We found out that it's the 9th leading cause of death, and it was estimated that by 2030, if steps are not taken by countries, it will be the 5th leading cause of death, which will surpass malaria, HIV and AIDS and the like. So it's a very serious concern. And across the globe, 1.2 million people, now 1.3 million people are being killed on our roads.
Dr. Sarah Bendu added that they organized mobilizing operations, retrained staff, and raised awareness. She said they are constrained with adequate funding for projects, post-crash care, lack of support from insurance industry and MDAs, poorly designed traffic intersections, poor visibility of road signs, and data collection, among others. The National Road Safety Strategy premised on 5 thematic pillars: road safety management, safer roads and mobility, safer vehicles, safer road users, and post-crash response. I want to counter reporting for SLBC TV News.
You're watching News Hour on the Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation. Up next is the business news, and for that we join Judith Sam.
Hello and welcome to Business Updates. We begin with the foreign exchange rates. The US dollar buys at 5,887 leones and sells at 6,006 leones. Pound sterling buys at 8,370 leones, sells at 8,542 leones. Euro buys at 6,707 leones and sells at 6,841 leones. That's the foreign exchange rates courtesy of the United Bank for Africa, UBA. The annual inflation has moved slightly downwards from 8.86% recorded in January 2016 to 8.73% in February 2016 due to changes in the inflation pattern in various regions of the country. Here's the report. According to Statistics Agency press release, the annual inflation has moved slightly downwards from 8.86% recorded in January 2016 to 8.73% in February 2016. This trend is due to changes in inflation pattern in the various regions of the country. The year-on-year rate of inflation increased in the Western region from 8.49% in January 2016 and in the Northern region from 10.6% to 10.69%. The release adds that the year-on-year inflation rates decreased in the Southern region from 8.42% to 8.18% and in the Eastern region from 9.79% to 9.78%. In contrast, the release further states that the monthly inflation increased from 260.24% in January 2016 to 261.25% in February 2016, and the rate of inflation increased in all regions of the country. According to the release, this reflects a monthly increase greater than the previous month, meaning that prices are increasing at a slightly higher rate. The release adds that the increase in the price level for the month of March 2016 was due to the decrease in the supply of most domestic food products, especially vegetables. The release further states that the depreciation of the leons as against the foreign exchange, particularly the US dollar, is an added reason for the inflation of price in the month of March 2016. In the International Monetary Fund (IMF) press release of March 29, this year projecting a 4.3% growth in the economy. It refers to the December 2015 annual rate of inflation and forecast an uptick in 2016, largely based on the current level of the exchange rates. Judith Sana reporting for SABC Business News. A non-governmental organization, World Hope International, has provided funding for 2,000 Ebola-affected women in Bombali and Western urban districts. The funding, which was provided by DFID through World Hope International, is to start their businesses for sustainable livelihood after Ebola as part of the post-Ebola recovery process. Saidu Kano is the country director, World Hope International. He explains more to our Mostiri.
The LEAP project is a DFID-funded project, and we are implementing this project in collaboration with the Ministry of Trade and Industry. There are 4 organizations in this consortium. We have World Hope International, we have Cattle Relief Services, BRAC, and World Vision. We are supporting 29,400 petty traders countrywide. But for World Hope International, we're implementing in Bambali and Western Rural District. The main purpose of the project is to help to rebuild the livelihoods of the petty traders that were affected by the Ebola outbreak. And the second objective is to recapitalize the microfinance institutions because they lost a lot of money during the war. And this project is part of the post-Ebola recovery program of the government of Sierra Leone. We are providing grants of about 164,000 to petty traders. Then after the grants, we serve as a startup capital for them to be able to buy some of the things that they need to set up their business. They're also given a loan of about 500,000 euros, and that loan attracts an interest of 5%, and they pay it within a period of 1 year.
So specifically, let us look at the criteria, in targeting these women, or in knowing these women that this person is a petty trader. How did you go about it, to start with?
Well, we established some criteria, like we are targeting petty traders who were affected by the outbreak. We are also targeting petty traders in the low, I don't miss that, so better. So we are targeting petty traders affected by the Ebola outbreak. We are also targeting Ebola survivors who are petty traders. But the other important thing is that since the money is very small, we are targeting the grassroots, those whose business are 1 million and below. We are not targeting the big petty traders, but the small petty traders. They are the people that benefit from this one.
Okay, so what is the timeline, or how long this project going to last for?
Well, they are going to get the loan for 1 year, and they are going to repay an interest rate of 5%, which is...
Country Director, World Hope International, Saidu Kano. And now quickly to the international business news. Related Verizon and Google may bid for Yahoo as offer deadline nears. The internet company originally wanted preliminary offers by tomorrow, but has extended the deadline to April 18. Daily Mail and General Trust PLC is mainly interested in Yahoo's news and media properties, including Yahoo Finance, Yahoo Sport, and Yahoo News. Its could arrange to take them over from a private equity firm that buys all of Yahoo's US operations. or a partner firm might buy the company and then merge Yahoo's news and media operations into a new entity that also includes DailyMail.com and Elite Daily. Well, that's it from the Business Desk. Many thanks for your time. My name is Judith Sana.
Well, thank you very much, Judith, for the business stories. Well, from business, we'll move over to sports and join Francis Bernard for the sports stories.
Hello and welcome to Sports Update on Newshour. I am Francis Bani. Coming up in sports, the Ministry of Sport is among the ministries that has a new minister following the recent cabinet reshuffle. The ministry has recently been blamed for the many challenges sport is facing, whilst others pointing at the Sports Council as not taking its rightful position in certain issues relating to sport. With a new minister at the helm of affairs after the first quarter of 2016, how does the ministry hope to follow its work plan of this year to yield expected results? Well, this was the question David Patrickama asked the Director of Sport, Ibrahim Bangura, on Daily Sport.
To clarify an issue pertaining the Ministry of Sport and the National Sports Council. We have a Ministry of Sport and the National Sports Council that the NSC, that is the National Sports Council, is like an agency linked to the Ministry of Sport. One or two things that I've observed during my 6 months in office is that there's a lot of issue that we want to handle as a National Sports Council, because remember that I am the Secretary General of the National Sports Council, but because of the ministry intervention, sometimes it holds us back to see how can we able to proceed. So these are one of the two things. But I mean, it is cordial and things has been moving forward, and I think there's a greener light at the end of the tunnel soon.
Mr. Director, many times the attention is on the political head, the minister. Many times people focus on the minister, but we have civil servants in the ministry who will stay regardless of who becomes the minister. But let's look at first, just briefly, the role of the sports director in the ministry. What basically is the sport director doing?
The director of sport is the professional head in the ministry. He's in charge of the National Sports Council as part of the steering and management committee of the National Sports Council. That is, the director of sport should involve in the day-to-day activities of the National Sports Council as the Secretary General of the National Sports Council, and then the minister is the chairman, and the president of this country is the president of the National Sports Council.
Let's talk about the roles of the National Sports Council, because I mean, there are a lot of issues that people have been calling. If you read articles, you hear journalists on radio, you hear sports pundits, they have been calling on the Sports Council to take up some certain issues. So what basically is the role of the National Sports Council?
The National Sports Council, the supreme authority of sport associations in this country. The National Sports Council has a regulatory role and a supervisory, monitoring and control all sporting associations that are affiliated to the National Sports Council, including.
Well, he is the Director of Sport, Ibrahim Bangura, and from that we now take you to the international scene and bring you some international sports story. Claudio Ranieri said the fans can dream, but his side, Leicester players, must not get away after edging closer to the Premier League title with a 2-0 win at Sunderland. The Italian was visibly moved as he celebrated a result that leaves the Foxes on top of the Premier League, needing 3 wins for the title. Leicester remain on top of the table and have all but clinched Champions League football next season after Tottenham defeated 5th place Manchester United by 3 goals to 0 at White Hart Lane will now bring you the interview of the coach.
On the pitch at the end there, just tell us what you were thinking and feeling.
Yeah, no, the feeling is I can tell what I feel behind, because it was a tough match, very difficult. They could draw the match. We had the chances to close the match, but it wasn't. At the end, we scored the second goals. 3 points, very important for us.
Why do you think this one affected you, maybe emotionally, more than some of the just gone?
No, because we made the normal performance, but of course, our opponent was very desperate. It's a normal. That is a normal. For this reason, I told it would be a tough match, very difficult, and we had the opportunity to finish the match, but we make mistake.
Your fans are still there singing. Yeah. We can hear them as we speak. What does it mean to you to make them so happy?
No, it's amazing. I want to tell thank you to everybody. When we arrive at the stadium, a lot all the lady.
Well, in another result in the English Premier League over the weekend, Arsenal played a 3-3 draw against West Ham, and also Tottenham defeated Manchester United by 3-0. And now quickly I'll bring you the first 5 in the English Premier League table. Leading the table is Leicester City with 72 points, with more matches played than Arsenal, Manchester City and Manchester United. You have Tottenham in second place, 65 points. Arsenal still struggling with 59 points. Manchester City 57 points, and in 5th place Manchester United. But that's all we can provide for you in this edition of Sport Update.
Thank you very much, Frances Bernard, for the latest there in sport. Well, we continue with news. It is almost a week now. Residents in the central part of Freetown have been scrambling for water. The water shortage has caused citizens to find every other means to fetch water from various sources, including streams, wells, damaged street pipes for domestic use. SLBC visited some areas in the central part of Freetown to find out where citizens access water to keep their homes. Hamosiri reports.
It all started at New Englandville, where SABC met with students attending different schools, trekking from New England to 4th Street in search of water. They say for the past 2 weeks, they have got a single drop of water in their homes, and they have to move as far as Central to get few gallons of water.
What's are you there? New England. New England. Yes. Then you come out New England for water for Sakila Road. Now pump? Yes. Okay, so now water no day, when I talk to now. Water no day. Okay.
They called on the Guma Valley Water Company to open the taps so that they can get water in their houses. At Al Street, Ali Bangura, a driver, says it is very sad for residents living within the city to go without water in the 21st century. He adds they continue to pay water rates but could not access water for almost a month now.
Very long time. Very long time. We don't stop water now. Woman, I have a car, they lock your power. That's why we stop Mama. Look over there to line.
It is even worse in the Bambratan community, as residents in this part of the city have no pipe-borne water but relied on water drilled from the well for years now. Alfred Kanu is the owner of the well. He told SABC that he sells over 300 jelly cans of water at 500 lions a day to residents in Bambratan. He states that the water is being drilled from the well in his compound to the water tanks and finally into the jerry cans for sale. SABC visited the compound to see whether the well is located in his compound.
Is it every night? Every night. Ready for the morning.
A resident at Frederick Street, Mabinti Mansare, commends Mr. Kanu for the provision of water in their community, as it has taken years now that they do not have access to clean, safe drinking water. SABC TV News Eye in Freetown, Hawa Mosiri reporting.
Well, that's our last story for News Hour this afternoon. To end the news, here are the main points again. President Ernest Bai Koroma has commissioned the Soakfield milling plant in Samalin Chiefdom Pujehun district. As water crisis hits the western area, residents have scrambled to access some water. Population media impact for dissemination of Ebola rights practices has been launched, and the Arena for Emancipation organization has been launched. But that's all we have in this edition of News Hour. On behalf of my news editor Ibrahim Ansari and news producer Anatu Conte, I'm David Patrick Kamara. For more about us, you can send us an email to contact us at slbc.sl. Bye for now and good afternoon.